What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Bada bing, bada boom. We're back. Another Wednesday. What's going on, people? Middle of the week.
Up.
There he is. What's going on? What's going on? Hey, make sure to follow the page FFGN on Facebook, and then also on the streamer is the YouTube page at jcada623. So during the show, leave your fantasy football questions. We'll try our best to get to your questions and answer the best we can. There's some pretty tenured and well playing, um, owners on this thing. So just make sure to tune in every Wednesday, or at least every week, and we'll keep this thing rolling. Keon, what's up, man? How you doing? You say you got a new mic?
Yeah, and the mic, everything sound a little bit better. How's it sound?
You sound so clear. You sound like you're like whispering in my ear,
Mm.
like on some Lance Stevenson in LeBron's ear. Did he? Type shit.
Yeah, this mic picks up everything though, so it's super sensitive.
So what are you trying to get into the podcast space? You trying to kind of just push this thing along, see what we can do?
Yeah, trying to be more consistent, get in the podcast space. Since you own in the sports, want to try to own more of the game realm and be more consistent throughout the week.
Because I mean, why not? Like these organizations are making millions. No, I'm sorry, I said millions, billions of dollars, right? So I mean, the average person doesn't have an average podcast. Obviously, we're not making a bunch of money. We're not on ESPN. We're not on CBS. You have a full time job doing this after work, just talking about kind of football, like sitting on the couch and just kind of, you know what I mean? Like it's a good feel. So I appreciate you for joining, man.
No problem. Glad
Hey,
to join.
who do you want to claim this week? Do you want to claim the Giants or the Chiefs? You kind of got both. So you're the only person that's okay to have both.
I'm claiming both.
It's
The
not.
Giants lose. I'm claiming the Chiefs.
That's how it should be. So should we kind of strangling along, waiting for possibly one more. But if not, we're just gonna go ahead and keep things rolling. Kind of just go through week 3 and game for game. Were you able to catch some of the games, or kind of peek on some of your feeds and see some highlights here and there?
Yeah, I watch majority of the games. Was watching both college and the NFL, so I got to watch majority of the big games.
Anything exciting happening in college football?
That Colorado game, the
Oh yes,
Colorado game was lit.
the end of that, right? So were they were losing they were kind of getting, I don't know, it was a battle back and forth the whole time, right?
Yeah, at the beginning, the first half it didn't look good for Colorado. Baylor's they offense was just Baylor. Basically, it was just Baylor. Baylor being Baylor in the first half, but Colorado kept on fighting. They looked completely different from a couple of weeks ago.
I wonder what Prime got in their ass or something. Huh?
Yeah, he had to because that offensive line looked completely different. Like Travis, it was just different. Like he had more. I'm not sure if it was just the pass protection that got Travis a little bit more time to roam around, but he was on it.
Ooh,
My
I
goodness.
guess so. Jeez, they let their Baylor. So this is finally like, this is a good test for him too, right? Baylor's not a team he can push around. So I
Yeah.
like to play these good teams.
And Baylor's offense, that whole game was just fluid. Like everything was just working for him. And
So, see how long he's holding the ball? Do you like? Look at another- Bounces right back up, huh? This guy is man amongst boys.
And when you look at this game, it looked like Sanders trusts more receivers than Travis Hunter. Like it looks like he's actually eyeing other receivers.
Shador says that's the green grass rule right there behind it.
I mean, is it helping? Is it not?
Yeah, it's helping.
Yeah, I'm still getting off, even if they know it's going. Still doing.
Trig number one there to help out in protection. To Richardson, sideline shot and a twisting play.
Smashed on him.
That's a catch.
Mossed him.
Watch the spot. Not a lot of room to throw that into. He got the right foot down.
You think they're going to change that?
They might change. Actually, I think they'll keep it in.
They don't go anywhere near Travis, huh? I don't know if he's on the field or not.
Wow, Andre Baldwin, big box fade right here. A lot of room. Preston Hodge in coverage. Watch this catch. Again, a pretty good throw, a better catch. Full extension, secures.
Later.
Ball does not
Quarterback, I jumped like I had touchdown pick 4. Fingertip catch too.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Where's he better, offense or defense? Between the white lines. Everywhere. Almost got to Sanders.
Kind of Patrick Mahomes like. Come on now. Yeah.
All 3 catches and targets for first downs for Hunter. This one for 20.
It looks like he's not trying to be a pocket passer anymore. It looks like he's trying to extend it more.
I think he's drank a little bit of the Kool-Aid and he's looking for an exciting play. I kind of question stuff. Hold the ball. Thing like let's get it out quick, yada yada yada. But he's making plays happen.
Like when you watch this game, it looks like Colorado should be losing by a lot because Baylor, they just scored easily. Like, look at this.
Shoot them up. Yeah, I see. Damn, that kickoff team. Get tore up. You got all your dogs on defense. I get it. But look at this. Not a guy. No one touches.
No question they're bringing this out. The kick scheme, the pin scheme by the off returner. And Bill does the rest untouched. You don't see that very often. 101 yards. And man, that is just a great job of execution there. Clean box. Colorado, there's no second or third one. We're going to see a lot more of them. That head full steam is 216 coming at you.
They got the ball back.
The leading rusher last year for the Bears into coverage, and McKinney should have picked that off. Travis Hunter a little bit more.
That's good defense.
A new life for Robertson and Baylor, and Richardson is swallowed up. He's moving the pile at the end of it. No safeties deep. Run stopping. Now Baylor expands. Colorado expands. Well, play clock getting deep. Down to 5 seconds. It's a quarterback run. Robertson using his size to
it's just too easy.
And he's gone.
Like they just scored. Like that whole game, it just looked like 1 or 2 plays. They're just taking it to the house.
Coming right to left, right there. That's true.
Man.
He says, hey, I'm going to seal this off for my quarterback. 6'4".
So the win, I mean, the fight was up front. They're getting their butt whooped.
And the 4 wide look. Travis Hunter up at the top side of the screen.
It was a parlay on this game I should have took on DraftKings.
Sanders in space to run. An escape job for Shedeur Sanders.
Pays to hold on to the ball, man. I guess.
2 timeouts for Colorado, chasing 2 touchdowns.
Foul right there. You could have hit the slant, dude, already. You know what I mean? Like, out route right there. No, we're going to go for the freaking over route. This is exciting. This is fun, dude. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think he's holding it real long because he's eyeing Travis Hunter like immediately.
He bailed out the offensive line that was doing its best to hold up for him.
Yeah, he's just he's a lot more physical than people. You watch
Played
this
his
guy, he
song
takes
right when he
these
scored. That's
shots
funny. You hear
on the
that?
perimeter, keeps him
Perfect
alive,
time.
but that's after breaking the initial tackle, and then before the 2-minute timeout. I mean, Dave Aranda's going to explode at halftime.
There goes Robertson doing his best. Shedeur Sanders for a first
Hey.
down.
Bro, I once heard, I think I heard somebody, like a professional, was like, hey, I never slide. I just never slide. I always get hurt. You got that. You would think sliding be
Inches to go on 4th down and plus territory.
I think sliding what?
you would think sliding wouldn't be excessive. Hey, big stop right there by Colorado. Jeez.
On the line again, bringing 4 like they have been all night on 1st down.
Yeah, dude, he's going runs.
That was a good grab.
You know
He
what?
underthrew that.
Yeah. I mean, he did it on purpose with that guy on top. He knows he's in double coverage. Triple coverage.
They're trying to get
He
2
puts
guys
his
to
pocket.
complement the offensive line, and the voodoo sets in right there.
That's a tough throw. That's confidence.
Sanders has Hunter open. Diving catch, Travis Hunter. First and goal.
Dude's a dog.
Quiet time from Shedeur Sanders to watch it come all the way across. Little looping route. A lot of times this route's run with tight ends. They
He's making
hide a
adjustments
much
out
better
there.
athlete. He goes up and get it.
Colorado looking for a game time
He's
score.
trying to do that.
Bouncing his way in for a touchdown.
Man, they should have did this from the get-go. They got the talent.
But it seems like,
Edge of the defense,
what is
the
it?
left side of your screen.
A fade pass,
Ends up getting
kick return.
We'll go off
You know what I
the
mean? Like, it's
more
still
money.
crazy home run plays.
Yeah, they do look like they're looking for the highlight more than just getting it done a lot of the times.
I didn't realize that. That's off right now, right? Like, and now on the other hand, if you have the person up, you got the receivers. Or why not? Not air it out every time. Hey, you hearing me pretty good?
Just a little bit and kind of low, but I can still hear you.
Oh, 15 minutes in. Yeah, program low. Come on, man.
Roberts Day gets the ball back to the Bears. Got hurt. Dave Aranda said they're riding with him for the long term. And out to Washington. Those 2 hook up for
Ooh, he trucked him.
That one about.
You know, that film room the next day, the coach gonna rewind that over and over.
Oh, he pushed off. Oh, he's not saying that, though.
Was it a push off?
I don't know. It seemed like it was, but I mean, that's just my eyes. No one's complaining. No one's saying nothing. I mean, it is what it is.
He might have swiped his hand away.
I mean, look at the very end. I call it the very end. Maybe not. Never mind. Cool. That's just a good freak. That's a good freaking pass right there.
And yeah, and Travis, he's still holding the ball. Not Travis, but Sanders. He's still holding the ball way too long.
I mean, he gets out of that. He gets out of that, though. He usually gets out of that. Oh, trusted enough to get the ball away. I mean, your back's against the wall. You got to hope for a good play.
freaking Baylor's special team is just that's the big difference is Baylor's special team.
Oh, and you cursed them right when you said it. Kicker smokes it. What's that? The shank pull.
I don't count the kicker as special team. That's different.
The kickers are getting hate as of late. Good spot to be. Oh, terrible spot to be in. 54 seconds left. 2nd and 24.
They need to learn from destroying.
What? Oh, the punting part?
But I thought he was a kicker too.
Oh, he is a kicker.
Didn't he get an offer?
He took a tackle, like he took a tackle on a kickoff and like broke his neck or like fractured his neck or something like that. Ooh, first down. Hurry up, stop celebrating.
Deion about to chase him. You about to say stop all that celebrate.
Is that what he did?
I can guess that's what he did.
Is that the end?
No, that's not the end yet.
Oh no. Oh. Would he would have scored right there, huh?
Yeah.
So he said they put Travis Hunter on the opposite side to get him.
And this throw was it right here. That throw was just crazy.
Sick. Oh man, I would have been sick. You kidding me? Keep your composure, coach. Yeah, take it. No, they're going crazy. I would have been sick. Oh man, I missed that. I wish I would have watched it live. Get off the field. Cradled that thing too, huh? That's a catch for sure.
Yeah, that adjustment was crazy.
Wow. Wow. Could have threw the flag. Maybe not. Wow. Colorado ends up winning that 31-38. 31-38. Yikes.
That's a thriller, man.
I think so. And it went down as one of the best college football games. I don't even watch college football. All right. Let's jump into week 3. Week 3. Jets 24. Pats. Patriots 3. Patriots get annihilated. Ramondre Stevenson, who we had we were high on him.
I told you.
They even threw in Antonio Gibson, and the two of them had less than 50 yards. So, yeah.
Yeah, that game.
Yeah, just first week. You remember they were playing the 49ers, and we were just like, oh, man. You know what I mean? Like, at this point now, like, the Jets won. And
Yep.
it's just kind of like, well, the 49ers just that good, or was it just, now that the 49ers are losing, but then again, they have a bunch of injuries, we'll talk about later, and CMC's not there.
Yeah. That was the Jets got a squad. They got a decent squad. Aaron Rodgers, he's still got a little bit in the tank. Breece Hall, like the Jets offense. And I hate saying this because I'm a Giants fan, but the Jets offense, it looks pretty solid.
I think that's a team right there.
Say what?
A lot of people are picking them to go to the Super Bowl.
I can't see them going to the Super Bowl, but I can see them getting the playoffs. I can see them being a sleeper to get in the playoffs.
We got LA Chargers 10, Steelers 20. Has anyone been watching the Chargers lately?
I haven't really paid attention to the Chargers as
We need
much.
to have like a Chargers correspondent, like someone to just cover the Chargers. I know there's Chargers. Do you know a Chargers fan by chance?
I haven't seen Chargers fans since Antonio Gates and Sean Merriman was on the team.
There's got to be somebody like thinking off the top of my head. I don't think I can think of a Charger. Maybe I'm not trying to disrespect the crew though. But anyways, Justin Fields does it again. Are we loving Justin Fields? Is Russell Wilson ever going to see the field?
Oh no, it's down for Russell. Russell's about to be a forever backup now.
And he's okay with that, right?
No, Russell's ego, he wants to start.
You think so?
Yeah, especially how he was treated at Denver, how his exit was. I think he wants to start and show everybody that he still has like a lot in the tank. I don't
They were respecting him at that towards the end. In the beginning, they were giving him heat.
they was giving him heat at Pittsburgh. They was cracking jokes because they was thinking that he was gonna come in Pittsburgh and do the same thing. Saying what he was saying in the press conference, Bronco down, whatever that thing he was saying.
Speaking of the Broncos, Bucks, Broncos 26, Buccaneers 7. Um, listen, your boy, I seen probably like a quarter of that game, and your boy Bo Nix is like passing that eye test. This is the first time I've ever like laid eyes on the guy. He's nuts, man.
You said Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
Yeah, he's still. Yeah, that's going to be the future of that team.
Man, and the confidence in him. 25 for 36, 216 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. But he ran for 9 yards. He ran 9 times for 47 yards.
Yeah, he got some legs. I didn't think he was that fast.
He is on some like Josh Allen size. Like he's a big kid, man. And he's like on some like backyard football type stuff. Like he's not scared to take a hit. He runs downhill. He makes smart decisions. Hence the 0 interceptions. He's still young. Still makes those. But I mean, they're kind of giving him the keys to the car. 36 throws. I love it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, that run game, their rushing wasn't. Well, it was okay. The rushing was okay, but it looks like it's going to be a fully passing team. They're just going to air it out.
Packers 30, Titans 14. I don't really got anything for that. I saw someone in my fantasy league pick up DeAndre Hopkins. So maybe he is doing halfway decent now. What's DeAndre Hopkins been up to? But do you have any thoughts on the Packers or Titans? Packers 30, Titans 40.
The Packers, I've been paying attention to the Packers lately, especially. I don't think Jordan Love is going to be like the hype with him. I don't think he's the quarterback they're going to have for a long term that's going to change the franchise. But yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the Packers as much. I don't think he's going to be as good everybody thought he was going to be.
I didn't know Jordan Love is back already. He's probably just, I don't know. It's probably just sophomore, right? Sophomore slump. Sophomore year for this guy.
Yeah, I haven't paid attention to him because he's not back yet. I think it's what's his name? Willis.
I know you're talking about. But yeah, it looks like DeAndre had a really good game against the Packers. 6 receptions, 73 yards. Looking like the DeAndre Johnson we know. Man, have you looked up how many quarterbacks this guy's played with? He's played with so many quarterbacks since he's been in the league. Because you remember he was with the Texans. Played with quarterbacks there. Even when he was with the Cardinals, he was playing with Kyler Murray, but like when Kyler went down, now you're playing with Colt McCoy. Like it's like, oh shit.
Colt McCoy.
I love Colt McCoy.
I've been following Colt McCoy since Texas.
Man. Classic.
Their family's so like big. It's so many McCoys.
What about the McCaffreys? So many McCaffreys.
Yeah, McCaffrey. But yeah, Hopkins, it seems like he's like the Kevin Durant of the NFL because he fits in any offense. Like he can play in any offense and he still plays well with any quarterback.
We're gonna shoot over to the Saints. Wish our Saints correspondent Dre was here, but he wasn't really messaging as much in the group chat like he usually does this weekend. And like I don't know, he'll be here tonight too. But Eagles 15, Saints 12. Thoughts?
I called it. Called it. One thing about the Saints is good, but the Eagles, I know it was still a close game, but that that game was closer than I thought it was going to be. Jalen Hurts, he played decent, but the Saints, they don't have no like I think the Saints had like 3 points for the half before actually scoring another point. It was like 3-0 for a while. Their defense is solid. It's just I don't see their offense being explosive. They look good in the beginning because the teams they're playing against, but I think their offense still need a little bit of work. I wish Dre was here so I can say I told you so.
So you
Say that again.
Go ahead. Because you can definitely sit there and say like, oh, it's the teams that they were playing before. Because now they played like a really good team, and it's just like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
You blew the Panthers out, blew the Cowboys out, right? So now you're playing the Eagles. Next week you're playing the Cowboys at Atlanta.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard game for them.
So under a little under 500 yards between Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, all purpose. So Saquon with 147 yards, 17 attempts. Keep him starting. If you're not starting Saquon, I don't know. Maybe you have 6 people in your league, but keep Saquon there. Keep that offense there.
Yeah.
Selleck also had like I think he had like 136.
100. Yep, you're right.
Did he have 130? Don't tell me he had one. Did he have 136?
Not exactly 136. It was like one.
About to say.
But you was right about Saquon Barkley because you called Saquon Barkley last week. You said he was going to be a big factor, and he was. He was running all over the New Orleans defense.
A lot of people were upset about the hit on Devontae Smith. Let's go ahead and look at this real quick, and then tell me stock thoughts on this. I haven't really analyzed this. This is like my first time looking at it. I don't know about you, but here we go.
No, that's clean. Clean hit.
Are you looking at the screen?
Yeah, I'm looking. To me, that's a clean hit. Coach tell you to go down. Do not try to fight a big pal. Lay down. Any defensive player is going to do. They're going to try to dislodge the ball if you're still up.
Bro, you're insane if you think that's okay. Like you're going backwards. Maybe if I was going forward and I was pushing the pile forward and I'm Saquon freaking Barkley, maybe. But if I'm going backwards and I'm obviously falling backwards like that, and you come on, bro.
It's clean.
Come on, you can't go. That's complete.
That's
sure,
clean.
sure, that's clean. But can you go? Say we see each other at All Star Weekend. Like you're gonna be cool with me hanging around you that weekekend?
Yeah, it's the game.
Bro, be honest. Be honest. If this is me and you're as big as 97, I don't even know I don't even have to look at how how big 97 is. that's me and that's you. You're comfortable with seeing me all weekend and All-Star weekend,
Hell yeah.
bro.
I want
That's
to say, are you all right?
like that.
Let's hang out. Are you good? You good? Like I'm
Let's
sorry.
you just rip my neck off my body. Dog,
It's
you
like
want to hang out after this? Dog, we're
it's
not hanging
like that's my job. It's a job, bro. It's part of the job.
out. Let's
I
hang
would have
out.
said, why was you trying to stay up? Lay down.
You ever been to the shooting range before? Let's go. Yeah, you're gonna rip my neck off and still think we're gonna be cool. And like every team, every football team, and you can probably attest to this, but every football team has that psychopath, that person that
That
doesn't
crash out.
yeah, he doesn't care about his body. You got a neck pad on for what? You don't care. You don't need it. Um,
Yeah.
but something like that right there, the guy that's hitting you in the head before the game, like giving you a concussion, that's this
But
guy.
we seen harder hits than this back in the early 2000s. If that was Ray Lewis, nobody would say anything.
Ray Lewis isn't stupid enough to make this hit, especially what is this fourth quarter? I mean,
If that was Troy Polamalu, they'd be like, that's a good hit right there.
yeah. Well, do you think he's gonna be fine, or think he's gonna be okay?
No, I don't think it's gonna be well, never mind. Today's NFL, he may get some slap on the wrist just to protect the receivers, but either way, that's a clean hit. It's
Dre,
clean.
that nation just joined us. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Any thoughts on the Eagles Saints game? We kind of just talked about all-purpose yards from Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I feel like we let it slip away. I mean, first half they did absolutely nothing. Third quarter they didn't really do anything. Barkley had that one run, and Goddard was just picking us off, in the middle, and the sideline, I should say. But other than that, I mean, they really didn't do much to win, but they still won. I felt like our offense wasn't as electric, and I will say, having Taysom Hill gone made a huge difference. Losing McCoy made a huge difference. But I still feel confident because not a lot of teams can hold the Eagles like this, you know. And I feel like if we have another go at it, I feel like if our offense is a little bit more productive, I feel like we end up with the dub.
Taysom Hill's the whole reason, right?
I wouldn't say the whole reason, but he's a big part of the reason because he plays fullback, he plays tight end, he plays wide receiver. So he's lined up in a whole bunch of different slots. And when he gets the ball, he actually, makes things happen. So,
Yeah. Jalen Hurts, I was saying Jalen Hurts is still a solid quarterback. You cannot write him off.
yeah, Hurts, he plays sound, he plays smart. I feel like he moves a little bit slower than what he used to, but I mean, he can still throw that ball. So I still feel like you can't really go wrong with Hurts. I just feel like he's a smart quarterback.
That's
Yeah,
so
he plays like an old man.
much offensive production. There's no way you can stop a team when they're running that much and throwing that much.
No, you can't. You can't. But how many yards did Kamara? I didn't get to look at Kamara's stats. How many yards do you have?
I think he had like 70 something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I know it wasn't anything crazy.
You guys faced a real team, man. Let's say it how it is. Let's say how it is.
Nah, anybody watching that game could see we were pretty much dominant that whole game. It's just the offense. We played slow. If Shaheed would have caught that long touchdown, because he definitely had an opportunity to, we'd probably be talking about a different ball game here.
But you understand what I'm saying when I say when you give up that many. Saquon had 147 yards rushing. When you give up that much, you're not winning, bro.
They
not,
still lost by 3.
Yeah.
So you can say, "Oh, you gave up so much yards, and you know it don't matter. We lost by 3. So why did they put that many more points up?"
I'm starting to hear excuses.
I
Ain't no
am
excuses.
even go there, whatever. Go there had a day. Look at this. Come on.
Yeah.
Why is Matthew still out there? He's my age. It's over. Come on, bro. You got a dusty team, dusty defense, not team. I love your
Yeah,
offense. I love the offense. Kamara was kind of blanketed the whole time.
Yeah.
You look at that. Good defense.
It
that
looked
that
like their
old
game
man.
plan.
Go ahead, Key.
I said it looked like their game plan. When I watched the game was saying it seemed like they was trying not to. It seemed like they was trying not to lose and not trying to win because a lot of their plays was like not down the field. It was like 5 yards, 10 yards. It didn't look like they was going for it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it didn't seem like they came out with that explosiveness. It just seemed like, they won. It almost seemed like they went out the night before. They didn't seem a whole lot energized on offense like they normally do. I'm gonna keep it real. They didn't. And that's what happens. I mean, finally Olave had a great game, but that was it. I feel like, again, if we have Taysom Hill, it's a different story. He makes everyone more open for some reason. He blocks. I mean, he plays fullback. Like, he does a lot more than what people think.
You said they went to they went to Bourbon Street afterwards.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. On to next week. Can't keep looking back in the past. Who you guys got?
So what's your next week game? I just said it.
Who do we got next week? We got, I think, Falcons. We got Falcons.
Yep. At Atlanta.
I'm not really concerned. Atlanta hasn't shown anything.
Yeah, I got you guys. I'll be honest right there.
Cardinals gonna make a push for first place now that everybody's injured, or what?
They just may. Let's jump to the Cardinals real quick. Lions 20, Cardinals 13. So we just lost. But I mean, Lions is a Super Bowl team. So I mean, I don't know. I like the way things were starting to click. Things look different. Things look a lot better. But there was these moments where we would go for it on fourth. Kyler would hold the ball, or we would throw the ball second, third, fourth, and then it would be like 4th and 10, 4th and 12, and we would go for it, and we would have chances to kick field goals, man. So at this point, I don't even know like who's making these decisions. And then we would get the ball back. We would get the ball back right after that, like on a turnover on downs. And now the pressure's on the offense even more. You know, if you would have had that 3, we're down by, I think at one point it was 10-20, or was that yeah, 10-20. It was 10-20, and we probably had a chance to kick the field goal a couple more times, and we would have been sitting at 19-20 or 16-20, and that's a whole different game. Now Kyler doesn't feel like he has to hold the ball and stare down Marvin Harrison the whole time, and yada yada yada. So, but I don't know. Kyler staring down Marvin Harrison like he's doing it even fucking more. But I mean, what do you want to like? The guy's listening to the fans. He's listening to us. We told him to throw the ball to Marvin Harrison, and now he is, and I don't know. So they're making the plays. Marvin Harrison needs to make the plays. He looks like he's not in NFL shape, man. Like he's got him running like a track star. Um, but yeah, that's my point. What are you guys' thoughts?
I wonder why you guys don't use James Conner that much.
We run him. He just don't. That Detroit Lions front seven was different. It's different. Connor, he went off against the Rams. He went off the week before, but some teams, like, you just know, like, okay. Anytime you see Kyler, like, running a lot more, it's just kind of like, okay, that means the running backs ain't doing shit.
I feel like the Cardinals put themselves in a way to lose. Like, it happens all the time. I just feel like they find a way to lose it when they should be winning it. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know if it's Kyler. I don't know if it's the line. I don't know whose fault it is. But every single time, the Cardinals can always come down to the wire, or, the second half, they just, they don't know what they're doing. And I don't understand it, but hopefully you guys, find some solutions for it. Maybe, start doing a little bit more screens, or yeah, I would say more screens. I mean, with Connor, um, or whoever your slot guy is. But I just feel like you guys need to draw up some better plays. I mean, you guys have the talent, but it's just not executing.
I think we got to the point where Kyler is calling the shots, man. He didn't respect Kingsbury. Kingsbury didn't really have a backbone, and now, like, the organization is like, okay, let's just do what Kyler wants, man. So I think he just runs it, and he's a little brat sometimes. So he's gonna have to win on his shoulders, dog.
Yeah, he is a diva. I still can't believe what he said in the press conference about that's not his job to throw Marvin Harrison Jr. the ball. He seemed more of a diva.
I got a question for you guys. Is he worse than Tannehill to Malik Willis? You know how Tannehill said it's not my job to, help Malik after he got drafted?
Eh,
Is he another Tannehill?
kinda. No, not really, because that in that case, that he was trying to take his job, dog. He knew his job was about to be done. I'm not
But
about to take my job, bro.
But what's worse, it ain't even your job's not even up for grabs, but you're still saying that.
I think Kyler's worse.
It
I
can
think
it can be worse.
because
You're the new dude on the block. You just got here, bro. I've been here for 4 or 5 years. It's not my job to do shit for you, dog. Get open. Shut your mouth. You know what
he
I mean?
was open, man. He was open down the field plenty of times.
Right? So
Give him the ball.
you can't even go to the club with us and shit. Like, go run these routes and then get out the way. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. If he was my quarterback, I asked for a trade. I'm like, nah, I gotta leave.
oh, you're on a rookie contract. Leave then, dog. What are you gonna do? You gonna go
So
play baseball?
you was a Donovan McNabb fan with the TL stuff? What's going on?
If you're coming in there and I've been there for 5 years and I'm a number 1 pick 5 years ago, and you're coming in as a receiver, and your pops playing the league. I love your pops. Like, I love watching that film. But if you come in here, you're like, yo, I'm open. You're 19, 20. Like, come on. Yeah, you're not putting up with that. Stop it, bro.
We're
Stop
thinking
it.
about the
In
we're
the
thinking
locker room.
about the
You little freshmen
we're
come
thinking
up
about
to
the
you.
future, bro.
Yeah, and see, you just come on. Is that
Think
what
about the future.
I
What
think it's easy to say, but there's certain players that, like, for instance, if it was Randy Moss, because Randy Moss was nice as soon as he came out. So
Are
I
you
feel
comparing Marvin Harrison to Randy Moss right now?
no, I'm just saying, if I'm a receiver like Marvin Harrison or like Randy Moss saying, "Hey, throw me
Hey,
the ball,"
before you finish what you're saying, before you continue, you are literally saying Marvin Harrison Jr. is compared to Randy Moss in this scenario.
I'm using it as an example, not
No,
a comparison.
and take it off, bro. Just say like a different player. Say a different player. because Marvin Harrison Jr. and Randy Moss are not the same.
But I'm thinking who was nice in college, and they were both nice in college.
Randy Moss
Yes, Marshall.
was one of his own. There was no one like Randy Moss.
Exactly. And then you look at Marvin Harrison, who
And
was
get him
pretty
out of
much
the scenario,
solo.
right? Find somebody else, dog. Get him out of here. Athlete. Do anybody else. You put Randy Moss in here with Marvin Harrison Jr.
I'm trying to use somebody who had a
Hey,
nice
give
college
me the
career as a
ball.
wide
I'm gonna talk to you.
receiver.
If you come in there as Randy Moss and you say, "Hey, go ahead and give me the ball,"
Yeah, and
and
you're
you're a rookie, I'm giving you the ball. I'm sure Kyler Murray would do the same. But you're talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. and you want to have them as the same. Come on, talk to me.
Who's the
Marvin Harrison's not that guy? Is that what you're
He's
saying?
not Randy Moss.
No,
but who's
you
the
don't think
who's the
he
best?
can demand that respect to say, "Give me the ball"? The man looks like a tight end playing wide receiver, grown, and you're telling me I can't say, "Hey, give me the ball"? No, wait my turn.
That's 85% of the receivers that come into the league. What are you talking about? When Larry Fitzgerald came into the league, I bet you he wasn't like, "Give me the ball." But if he was, who was it? Jake Plummer? He'd be like, "Yeah, right. What are you talking? You got to prove yourself." Larry Fitzgerald didn't become Larry Fitzgerald till later on, dog. Randy Moss became that man in high school, dog. Stop playing.
Keon,
Man. Stop it. Stop it.
Keon,
You
you
just
think
compared Marvin Harrison Jr. to Randy Moss. Don't be Keon.
If
Take it back.
if Neighbors told Daniel Jones to throw him the ball, he better throw Neighbors the ball.
No, John, answer that. Answer that. I want to hear you answer that. If Daniel Jones is gonna be like, "Nah, I ain't gonna throw you that rock," he should do that.
Is Daniel Jones Kyler Murray?
He's better than Kyler Murray. He's better than Kyler Murray.
You guys got to be trolling right now. Just tell me you're trolling right now.
What has Kyler Murray what has Kyler Murray done for the organization of Cardinals? Nothing.
Woo.
Daniel Jones has changed the Giants organization about for 3 seasons probably. Who
How so?
But just the record alone, like Daniel Jones.
Saquon did that.
Huh?
Saquon did that.
He helped too. He helped. The thing is, Daniel Jones came in and got drafted and got booed by all of New York. And he proved himself. Kyler Murray has been a diva on the Cardinals for how long? And he hasn't done nothing yet.
See, all right, I kind of gotta differ here. I feel like they're both the same tier in a sense. It's just Giants fans are more vocal. Cardinals fans, they say it, but they're hopeless because they ain't got nobody coming to AZ like that. So they're gonna be like, "Man, I wish, Kyler Murray would stop, playing Call of Duty." But Giants fans, they're actually booing outside, waiting on you to get out. So I feel like it's a little bit of difference.
Kyler wouldn't survive in New York. He wouldn't survive in.
I don't think he would.
Yeah, he'd be annoyed with your bogus fans and that terrible stadium that you have to share with everybody. Here's the thing. Kyler Murray has better stats than your boy. You think your boy can rush? Kyler Murray has the best stats when it comes to rushing. Wasn't he top 5 when he was entirely healthy? He still hasn't been healthy. His team hasn't been healthy. This is the first time you've seen Kyler in like a year and a half. You forget. Yeah, me and you were sitting there watching the Cardinals when they had DeAndre Hopkins and he was going off at the bar on a Sunday. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. That was lit.
This is the best offense I've seen. Yada yada. Come on, man.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Give us some time to put the pieces around. Marvin Harrison is a piece of that. Dortch is a piece of that. James Conner is a piece of that. You have to give Kyler time to first run through the hardest division in the NFL, right? 49ers are falling apart. Rams are looking good. Rams beat the 49ers, and the Seahawks are doing their thing. So you just got to take time. But hey, what has Kyler Murray done during that DeAndre Hopkins season? We literally started out like 10-0, and that's healthy everybody, dog. And that's with a good running squad.
But what if the Giants had that? Would Danny Dimes be the same?
They had Ingram. You had everybody. What are you talking about?
Did you say that we had Ingram?
Did you not have Ingram at tight end? Who'd you have tight end?
Evan
We did
Ingram,
have Ingram. But
rookie.
what he didn't do nothing.
He didn't do anything. Then that's your fault. Is that Danny Dimes' fault? You had dogs on that Giants team, and you had the running back to take you away from all that. Danny Dimes just couldn't complete a fucking pass.
It's just we didn't have.
Like Danny Dimes is better than Kyler Murray, and definitely don't say that Marvin Harrison Jr. is the same as Randy Moss. We cannot forget about that. Come on.
If Danny Dimes had Kyler Murray's offensive line, Danny Dimes would be probably one of the best QBs in the league.
Yeah, and everyone sits there and says Kyler Murray runs like that doesn't even sound believable.
Kyler Murray, he's 5'8" and can't see over the line. He has to run.
Yeah, and he's the top 10 quarterback in the league. Don't ever put him in the same tier as Danny Dimes. Moving on to the Giants. Giants 21, Browns 15.
No, don't say it that fast.
Yeah, say that again.
What was the score?
Giants 21, Browns 15. Thoughts?
The Giants look good. Danny Dimes and Neighbors, their chemistry is already down pat. It looks like Danny Dimes, one, he has a lot more time to throw it, and two, it looks like they're playing Giants football. They're not going for the home run. It's a steady game. Spurs ball. They need to play like the Spurs. But I think they get a wild card this year.
Whoa.
I honestly, I think I agree with you. Based on that offense, in my opinion.
You guys know this is a long season, right? Y'all putting Giants and Giants in the playoffs? Playoffs? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Yep, I am. The reason why is Giants always sneak in somewhat, like some way. They're going to sneak in there. It's not going to be pretty, but they'll get in there.
What are the Giants right now?
1 and 2.
Okay. And they they got their win against Cleveland, right?
Yeah, they beat Cleveland. Devin Singletary going for 16 carries, 65 yards, 1 touchdown.
Well, let me tell you about Cleveland. They are overrated. Deshaun Watson is not that guy no more. Period. He's just not. That offense, it's not clicking like it should be. The defense, Myles Garrett, I believe, was hurt last game. But it's not clicking. Something's wrong with the Browns. I don't know what's happening, but there's no way they should be losing the way that they're losing. Like, I just don't understand it. Dallas went right through. Pause. But, we'll see what the Giants, bring, going forward. But didn't they lose to the Redskins?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that.
What are you guys' thoughts on Thursday night football? We got Dallas Cowboys 1 and 2 at New York Giants 1 and 2. Scores and win.
If the Cowboys would have lost their last game, I would have said Giants. But if the Cowboys would have won their last game, I would have said Giants going to win. Since they lost, I reluctantly have the Cowboys winning.
Cowboys. Next question.
Yep, I got America's team winning. America's team, like I have America's team blowing you out. So
Actually, I
whoever-
changed my mind. No, I got the Giants winning. Giants winning. I'll
It's too
change it.
late.
Next
It's
one.
too late for that.
if I'm talking any like hot takes, anything like any player performance for the betters out there, any line you're thinking, how many points are you giving? Who am I giving points to? I'd probably give points to the Cowboys. I'd probably give 3 points to the Cowboys. Cowboys are covering that.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Hey, we got Texans 7, Vikings 34. Vikings blow them out. If you look into my background real quick, I don't know if you can see it, but Dre, we've been doing this for about 3 weeks now. Week 1, we talked about Sam Darnold, and he can't be stopped. Are we talking MVP talks? 17 for 28 yards, or 17 for 28, 181 yards, 4 tuds. This is my guy. This is my guy.
I can't say. Yeah, I can't say MVP. Look at that guy. Nah, he looks like he's gonna fold in playoffs. Come on now. I mean, look, it was Darnold this week. It was Carr last week. You know, it's too early to tell. So I'm gonna say we gotta see a little bit more. But I do like what the Vikings are putting together. Their defense, Brian Flores, definitely got that defense rolling. So you know they got the pieces to do it. They got Aaron Jones, Jefferson, Addison. I think what's his name? Tight end. Is it Hawkinson? I think he's supposed to come back. I think maybe in like 2 games. So we'll see what happens there.
Let him keep throwing. He's doing it every week for the rest of the year. And he's got Jefferson. Jefferson's got to eat. We got Bears 16, Colts 21, Caleb Williams 33 for 52, 363 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And the loss.
I watched that whole game, and I was thinking it was going to be a game that it was going to be a tough one, but what I saw was just 2 pathetic quarterbacks. That's what I saw. Colts, they can't throw. So Richardson is not that guy. He can't throw the ball. He could not throw the ball 5 yards a couple of times. I don't know what it is. Towards the end, they just literally kept having JT run the ball. So I don't see Richardson keeping his job this year. That's just my personal take. Caleb Williams, on the other hand, he's a rookie. He's making some sloppy throws like he did in preseason, which it's different, real time with all the starters. So you can't really just be doing that. But, if you're looking at the yards, they were just chucking it up pretty much because they both had enough time to throw the ball. So it was quick stops, a lot of yards, not a lot of, scoring. And I wasn't impressed with either team.
Colts still clicking. Go ahead and keep Jonathan Taylor if you have him. Got to keep him. The production. I mean, this is a freaking gridiron football game. This was like nitty gritty. As far as Chicago, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, you got to keep him on the starting lineup as well. I got a few points for him. And Caleb Williams. What do you think about Caleb Williams? Do you start Caleb Williams or you keep him on your bench? There's a lot
I
of
would
good
start him.
quarterbacks out there.
There's no trust. I would not start him.
You wouldn't start him?
No. If you watch that Colts game, it was because they were Richardson gave up the ball so much because he couldn't throw. That's why Caleb Williams had enough time to get those yards. One was a Hail Mary to DJ Moore for like 60 yards going into halftime. So yeah, I don't trust him that much. And Bears line is horrible.
I think Cable will give you a solid 15 to 20 points in your starting lineup.
And he's got the opportunity too. He's throwing it 52 times. That's the
Yeah, I was just about to say that too. If he's throwing that much, he's going to get you some points.
But he also had a goose egg last week too. So I mean, he's got his weeks. But I mean, is he catching on? He looks like he's catching on. He's doing a lot of running around, right? Not a lot of pocket passing. I don't know what you saw, Dre, but I don't know. He may be fitting into this. I mean, still not better than our boy Justin Fields, but he's fitting into the slot pretty well. We got Miami 3, Seahawks 24.
Simple. No Tua, no score. Their backup, Thompson, he was horrible. He got injured, I believe, and taken out of the game. Like, he got injured twice, then finally taken out of the game. Then third string came in. There was just no offense. Tyreek had, like, I believe 4 catches for, I don't know, like 40 yards or something. It wasn't anything spectacular. Same with Waddle. If you look at across the board, all the wide receivers' numbers are down. HN, he's been getting a little dump passes, a couple of yards, but nothing crazy. It's just Miami's not the same offense. They need to trade for a quarterback ASAP. I mean, either they're going to go get Bryce Young or Russell Wilson would be my guess, but they need to do something quick.
You're not going to give Geno Smith some credit? Geno Smith looked good. He looked okay.
Well, because he had a lot of time on offense.
And if you're using running backs, I've had a lot of luck with Zach Charbonnet. He's been a dog. This last game, he didn't reach 10 points, but I mean, last week he had like almost 20 points. So. Panthers 36, Raiders 22. Andy Dalton with the start and goes off 3 touchdowns. You guys a fan of veteran quarterbacks coming off the bench and kind of showing what they still have in the tank?
Yeah, he looked pretty solid. He because what was the last team Andy Dalton was on the year before?
Oof.
I think it was Cowboys.
It was Cowboy. Okay.
Ray with the freaking 3-pointer.
But I think this was an eye-opening game, though, because, Dalton came in and they didn't just win by a little. They won by a lot. They put some points on that board. So, all eyes are looking at Bryce Young. You didn't really put any points on the board when you were playing. And so it's like, what are you looking at? Are you calling the right plays? Are you doing the right audibles? So I'm not sure, what to take from this game. It's just that, you got a first round pick and it just almost seems to be wasted if you have a old veteran Andy Dalton coming in and showing you up.
Yeah, I was sitting there wondering, when do we stop blaming these teams, right? Stop blaming these teams like the Jaguars and the Panthers for their performances after they like draft like a top tier quarterback, and kind of look at the quarterback themselves. So. Raiders coach Antonio, he says this is a lot of these players made a business decision. It looks like the Raiders, some of the defensive players were kind of giving up. I think I don't know. You can go back to like seeing some film and seeing some guys taking the play off and not playing fully through the whistle, stuff like that. But Coach Antonio says some guys made some business decisions, and we're going to make some business decisions of our own. I'm guessing that he's going to have some people cut or maybe don't have a lot of time in the game. So, but thoughts on that?
I like that. Holding people accountable. I like that as a coach. That's the type of player he was. So he reminds me a lot of what was the receiver? Steve Smith Jr. He's like upfront and brash. Like, I think the Raiders, especially their background and how the Raiders fan base is, I think that's good for their culture. right now, having a coach like that calling somebody out and benching them. I'm not scared to do that. So I like that.
Yeah, I support the move as well. I did see some film of some of the Raiders players, and yes, there's definitely some cornerbacks that literally let people just run right by them, like didn't even try to tackle, and it was pretty pathetic. I'm like, you're a professional football player. This is your actual job, but it didn't even seem like a smart business decision at the end of the day, because next week you probably gone. But yeah, it looked horrible, and after watching that I could see why Raiders defense is the way it is. But I don't know, we'll see what happens.
And if you want to take a chance on betting, hear me out. Maybe coach got, put a fire up, the Raiders' butt, no homo. But to sit there and to think that the defense isn't going to fire it up, they're playing against the Carolina Panthers. Sooner or later, this light that Andy Dalton is going to burn out. We've seen it all the time, and then the kid's going to come in and play great, right? So if you want, go ahead and put them on your starting lineup. I definitely pick them up. A lot of the people are trending to drop them, but go ahead and pick them up if they work out for you. Look, all the other defenses aren't. If you look on your players active or whatever, a lot of defenses aren't ranked as high as Las Vegas. So take the chance. Maybe they're like, oh shoot, they're gonna be watching us extra. We're gonna be on TV under a microscope a little bit more, but take a chance on the Raiders next week. Oh, Raiders Cleveland. Raiders Cleveland, dog. Raiders Cleveland. They're gonna kill Cleveland.
Yeah. Especially what after Antonio Pierce said. I don't think they want to piss him off again.
49ers 24, Rams 27. The 49ers dropped the ball, bro. Right? No CMC, a lot of injuries. Injuries on both sides of the ball. But thoughts on that? Huge game.
Yeah, it was a tough game. I mean, Brock Purdy, he came out strong. Jennings came out strong. Mason was all right, but it was kind of heartbreaking to see because Rams just said, even though we ain't got people, we're still going to beat you. And 49ers are supposed to have the upper hand. They got the better defense. I didn't hear anything about their defense being out. So I didn't really understand where the miscue was. If your defense is nice, your offense was playing good, how did you still lose? I don't know, but I feel like the San Francisco 49ers are starting to take a downturn, to be honest. I sold my stock in CMC. I don't know if he's even going to be coming back this year or not. But yeah, I feel like San Francisco's on the downslope.
Would you tell fantasy owners to unload CMC? Is that the advice you're going with?
Well, if I'm looking down the stretch, if they keep losing, who do they got next?
I feel like they have Seattle. Hold on. Patriots at San Francisco.
Patriots can win.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, they can. So we'll see what happens. But San Francisco keeps losing. Why are they going to bring CMC back? They'll just say, hey, just rest up. You've already been out 6 games, and supposedly with this injury, it could possibly be a little bit more. But I don't know. At that point, it's like, what's the point of bringing them back if you're losing?
That's going to happen. They might as well just bench Deebo Samuels too. Just keep all of them out.
They're all hurt. Deebo, Kittle.
Yeah, he's hurt too. I'm like, if he's gonna bench CMC, he might as well Might as well just phone it in now. Just keep them all out. Debo's always getting hurt.
I agree.
I love the way their offense is, and they can still crank out something. I don't know. They got the Patriots, Cardinals, Seahawks, Chiefs, Cowboys, Bucks, Seahawks. So they got a tough train in front of them. See how that goes.
Are you selling on CMC?
I think he'll come back. I think he'll come back towards the end of the year. I think they'll make a push for it. The 49ers always make a push. They always make a push. There's no way that Shanahan's going to let this offense sit there and not be successful in the ways they can. I think he coaches through the first string, and when I say that, he coaches up the second and third string guys. You can see it in the running game, and then just go from there. So, Debo Samuel is doing a lot. I agree with what Keon's saying, as far as like pulling them back a little bit, but guys like Kittle are picking up the slack. So that defense is always going to be rocking. I'm always going to be a fan of that defense.
You know, one guy we haven't mentioned, Ayuk. Have you guys seen him?
It's looking good now. He's warmed up.
We'll see. See if he earned that paycheck.
He's warmed up. All the guys that didn't make the training camp and they were missing balls and stuff like that are starting to clean up, starting to get in shape, right? So it's still a good team. They still got weapons, man. It's just that what did they play? They whooped on the Jets, and the Jets are whooping on everyone else. So this team is good, but then again, they beat the Jets with CMC. Am I crazy to think that CMC is that big of an impact?
He's a huge impact.
Huge.
Very huge.
They did lose Hardgrave, I believe, their defensive tackle.
Great with Nick Bosa. Come on, man. Yeah, that defense is it. Moving along, we got Ravens, Cowboys. We talked a lot about them last week.
I called it.
It looked good. Ravens 28, Cowboys 25. Ravens must win.
Yeah. Derrick Henry run the ball pretty good, and Lamar Jackson, he showed why he's Lamar Jackson.
Were you overly impressed by the Ravens, or was it just the Dallas Cowboys defense was that bad?
Yeah, I said a week ago the Dallas Cowboys defense fell off a couple of years ago. But they're still stout, but the Dallas Cowboys defense is their weak point right now. Their offense is pretty good. It's just Dak Prescott can't finish. Like he caught back up. He's a first quarter through third quarter player, but he just can't finish the job.
Dallas Cowboys has always had like all-stars on their team. What are you talking about? Last few years, they've always been a top defense. They look like shit now, but the last few years they always been like top defense.
Yeah,
Right
that's what
there.
I called out. I said that this year their defense didn't look good because Dre was saying that their defense was going to be able to shut down the Ravens. I was like, the Cowboys defense this year is not that good. Like it hasn't been good for the past couple of years, as opposing to how it used to be with their lineup with Michael Parsons and them.
So are you paying Micah Parsons, or are you letting him go?
Let him go. He's slowing down. He's slowing down. But we know Jerry Jones is not going to do that because he loves his players.
That's a good team, man. Golly, that's a good team. I mean, you got to pay him. You got to pay him. If you don't pay him, that's like literally a huge part of the defense. You got to have someone on that right side. That's like literally the entire that's the weak side, right? Like, I mean, you need somebody over there. So, just not having that pass rusher in today's NFL, treacherous.
Yeah, Jerry's going to pay him. He's gonna pay. He'll probably play a little bit with him, and Michael Parsons may sit out, but he's gonna pay him.
Crazy part is Dallas could have had Derrick Henry for $16 million. That would have been 2 years. And if you're Jerry, after what Derrick Henry just did to you, you gotta feel sick.
He's gonna keep doing it. You could have had him. What you said? 2 years? Yeah, 2 years of like still supreme Derrick Henry, right?
If you put 150 on your head, yeah.
260 all-purpose yards for both. So they finally clicked. I just needed them to click. That's it. There was like a video on social media. He was telling his team to lock in. He's telling one of the cornerbacks to lock in, get off live. You liking that leadership from the young quarterback or the veteran quarterback?
Who said that? Was it Lamar?
Lamar Jackson.
It's big time.
Hey, when you handle your own deals, you get that big check, I guess you can say what you want to say.
Unless you're Randy Moss and you're just like Marvin Harrison Jr., you're not really that good.
Well, we're
Right.
talking college football, right? So, I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. was by himself, right? There was no other big receivers next to him. Same with Moss. There's no other big receivers next to him.
Neighbors wasn't on the board.
Well, I'm talking for the school he played for. Both of their
Ohio
schools that
State?
they played for. Yeah, who else?
Neighbor's better than Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't care. Y'all can be quiet. I stand on that.
We just gotta like, man, Dre, I think you're trolling with me. I think you're messing around. And it's cool. It's good for TV, but it's ridiculous, man. I just don't even want anyone in Randy Moss's like sentence. Like it's just he should be on his own thing. But
He's the best receiver ever, man. Let's just keep it real. I'm just trying to give you hope with these Cardinals because, I mean, you guys got the weapons, but I just want to be able to see that Kyler can give his receiver the ball.
But
And
why
yes,
give us hope? Why give us hope when the bar is low? Like I don't know why. Like we're not even a focus team. You guys are actually like, hey, this team
Wait.
can actually. It's supposed to be good. It's supposed to be in the playoffs.
wait, your bar is low. Who's hurt on your team? Because your whole division is smacked up.
I mean,
Yeah. There ain't nothing for you to say. And the bar ain't low. The bar is high for you guys. You guys could easily take that division, but what? We got some excuses. Ain't nobody hurt.
the bar is high, but according to the Vega odds, we're like, it's not. So I don't know. Like if that's why I say like, are you trolling or are you for real? Like obviously there's a spectrum, and the Cardinals are lower on this spectrum than the New Orleans Saints, right? Chiefs are on top with the Bills and the Jets. New Orleans, right? Giants might be in the middle, and Cardinals are at the bottom.
Come on, man. You can't say Kyler is better than Danny Dimes, and you got Danny Dimes in the middle.
I mean, we can agree to disagree, but the stats speak for itself. The stats speak for itself.
Kia, did he just say that?
About Danny Dimes?
Yeah, he said the Giants are in the middle, Cardinals are low, but he got Kyler better than Danny Dimes.
Yeah.
Giants defense ain't it.
Would the Giants rather have Trevor Lawrence or Danny Dimes?
Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes. Well, that's not even a. I wouldn't.
He's trying to get away from Kyler Murray.
Yeah, let's stay on Kyler. I wouldn't. Trevor, he's good, but Danny Dimes is Danny Dimes.
All right, guys. All right. Chiefs Falcons. Chiefs 22, Falcons 17.
Kelsey's washed. He just needs to retire. It's a wrap. It's been three weeks. We've seen nothing.
I love how everyone's like touching the ball. No Diddy. Like everybody. Like if you look and see how many people are involved in this offense is poetry. So I like it.
How do you guys feel about that non-pass interference call?
Twice.
Twice. Yeah, 3 times. There's a few false starts and stuff like that.
It's all come down to the end. I mean, you had the one with Pitts, and then you had the other one. Was it with Worthy?
Yeah,
With us Cincinnati. Like, come on, man. They're giving the Chiefs these calls.
So let's go ahead and say it how it is. They may or may not be doing that. Just say that they are. Everyone's gonna have to play against it. Everyone's gonna have to.
You heard what the coach said in the press conference. He was like, "I like my money." Next question. I like my money. So he
Smart man.
basically hugged him. That was
I
like
really like Kirk Cousins in this though. He actually like you can tell it kind of just clicked on. He's just finding the spots, hitting the spots. And who's his favorite target?
Mooney.
No,
He's been leading the last 2 games.
his favorite target he came up super clutch. Drake London. That Drake London guy. I know he's a basketball player. He's finding, but yeah, you are right about Mooney. I don't want to dismiss you, but he's finding his players. And then Pitts is looking happy for once.
Because he ain't got Janu Smith over there getting his reps.
And then to clean it up, we got Jags 10, Bills 47, and then Commanders 38, Bengals 33.
Which game were you most surprised about? Or which team? Were you most surprised about the Jags or the Commanders?
I'm surprised by the Jags. I'm kind of fed up, man. I'm kind of fed up with that team. I'm kind of fed up with Trevor Noah. I gave him all my not Trevor Noah. What's his name?
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. How you gonna not? You forgot his name. He said he's better than Daddy Noms.
I'm tired of Trevor Lawrence. There's just too much talent on this team. They got my boy Christian Kirk. It's just I've been behind this team for like the last 2-3 years. And it just goes right back to my argument, man. I hate to keep just freaking witch hunting these top quarterbacks, but these top quarterbacks come in here and they aren't really producing the way we want. We want the wins. We want to see all of that the minute you get there, like you, especially in Chicago. So, yeah, this Jags team, I'm surprised that they aren't putting it together. At one point, this defense was good. Bills are good. 47 a team is a blowout, though. It's disappointing.
I think the Bills are rejuvenated. I mean, having Diggs, I don't know if you saw what Josh Allen said. It feels good to play with players that don't care about stats. Was that a shot at Diggs?
Might be.
100%.
Holding them back. Now everybody's touching the rock. You know, not everybody even knows, or the other team doesn't even know who the primary target is because everyone is scoring, which is pretty nice. It's almost like the Chiefs just spreading the ball out, getting to the open man. It's no longer just Kelsey. And I feel like the Bills are going to have some really high success. Their defense is still playing nice. So I think they're definitely a favorite team, or at least looking the best so far in the AFC.
We say that every year. We say that every single year. And they do look good. But the Ravens and the Bills just cannot pass Patrick Mahomes, man. You think they have what it takes to pass them?
Nope.
Well, they might want to start paying the refs during the season before they get to the playoffs.
Yeah. But the Chiefs look better this year than they did last year, starting off. Honestly. Like,
Yeah.
starting off, to me, they look more of a complete team this year than last year. Last year they had like a spark at the end, but this year the Chiefs look like a complete team.
They've literally got lucky these last 3 games. Like, if you really think about it, the toe in the end zone, 2 pass interference the next 2 games. Every games came down to the fourth quarter. Why?
That's the Chiefs. That's literally all the Chiefs games. It's always a thriller at the end. And they play down to their competition. They never blow out nobody. It's always a close game.
I've never been able to like figure out why they play down everybody. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you trying to keep it even? But they always turn up at the very end.
It got to the point like every time halftime would come up, Chiefs would be down. They'd be like, "Oh, Chiefs should catch back up. They'll win at the end."
I wonder what Andy Reid is saying to him in the locker room.
Buy you a cheeseburger.
Hey, if you guys were in the news and have been following the news, college football, there's a man or player by the name of Matthew Solka, and he wrote this: "I have decided to utilize my rest of your year." So basically, he isn't going to continue playing at UNLV. He played 3 years at Holy Cross, and then is playing his senior year at UNLV. If you don't know, through the first 3 weeks, UNLV has been just balling, dog. So they're doing very well. But he is pulling himself from eligibility, taking a redshirt year. Have you guys been reading up on this, or have you heard about this?
Yeah. Ain't it because it was like an NIL deal, didn't fulfill their obligations, so he doesn't want to play because he's not getting his money?
So that's the rumor. That's the rumor. No one. Now, obviously, like a bunch of news outlets are saying that, but that's the rumor. Yeah.
I can
So
believe that.
yeah, he was promised 100K. 100K. He's only been paid 3,000 since he's been there. This is a polished guy. This isn't some guy that's coming from high school. He's already played at a college at a high level. Obviously not at the level at UNLV. And he's doing really good. Like the school, like historically, is having like a really good start. Like historically, and so him and his dad have made a decision to go ahead and pull. And I don't know if they're going to try to hit the portal, but he said, "Hey, my stock is high." So
The game has changed in college. You know, players got a lot more control than what they used to, and you never know what to expect. So,
well,
you know, I'm happy to see these college teams switch up. So you don't really know who's the powerhouse. You know, there's been a lot of upsets lately, more than we've seen in the past. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
NIL is obviously still kind of like, I still say it was kind of be fresh. It's kind of fresh. So we're still going to see new things. This is something that's super new, man. I didn't even know this was going on behind the curtains. You know what I mean? Like, yo, come play here. We'll pay you 100K, and then we'll put you on a payment plan. Like, jeez. So this is something that's new. I mean, what's next? What could you guys think of something like that could be like out of this world? Like, what else could there be? You know, with this whole NIL thing.
I think a lot of schools are going to start bidding on players, and they're going to start pushing the envelope. Hey, I could promise you this much. Like, how much this school paying you? It was like, I could promise you this much if you transfer here. And players, just like the NBA and just like NFL, I think they're going to go down. And I heard somebody say this on like a YouTube video. I think college players are going to start having agents, like sports agents, and they're going to start negotiating in college.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be harder to recruit. Well, I feel like it already is, considering the fact these powerhouse or the old powerhouse teams aren't powerhouses really as much. Some of them still are, but like Kian said, I feel like they're just gonna probably bribe them a little bit more. Get a little bit more money in their pockets. Let me go to the highest bidder, because when you're in college, you're just trying to go where the fun's at. Fun and money. All right, sounds good. You don't have to really deal with too much like you do with the pros and the politics with the professionals. And, that commitment, that dedication of I have to be here, because there's a lot of fans counting on me. At college is different. They say, I'll see you next year. I'm going over here. So I feel like it's definitely going to come down to the money.
A lot of people will say since they're getting paid, they're basically professional athletes. I mean, do we start treating them like professional athletes now? You're getting paid big boy money.
I mean, I think so. There's been rumors of agents. If you guys know who this agent is, Drew Rosenhaus. They've been talking about Drew Rosenhaus going to start targeting these big players and start trying to become an agent early with these NIL deals. Clutch Sports is already in it with LeBron James's agency. So I won't be surprised.
Dang, so every player on that roster, on that college roster, is probably going to be or have an agent.
I think so.
More money,
I think it's going to be big. It's going to be. And I think this is the main reason why Nick Saban already left, because he knew that it's going to be more disparity with college teams. It's not going to be a powerhouse anymore.
don't get why he couldn't just adjust. Like, you're Nick Saban, bro. Like, what do you mean? Like, they have all the money in the world. There's a bunch of boosters down there. Come on, football's religion. He could have made it work.
Look, let me tell you something. When it comes to football, as many times as we look at these coaches, it ain't the coach. It's the player that makes the plays. So we look at Nick Saban. We say, well, how come he couldn't, do this and that? He's been there for how long? He's won for how long? So did Belichick. What happened? His boy left. Tom left. So once you start getting your players that are leaving, you know, from Alabama, then you're like, oh man, I wasn't expecting this. And, you want to keep your remembrance as one of the greatest coaches, but you can't do that once you keep losing. So if Belichick comes back and he keeps on losing, then what are we going to say about Belichick? Is he really that great of a coach? Think about that. What if he went to the Jags and he's still failing with the Jags, how they're playing? Are we still saying he's the greatest coach?
I mean, when Tom Brady went down, when Alex Smith took over, he still looked good. The team would still look good. So it could be both ways.
Yeah, and then I don't know. I still am a firm believer that the players are pawns to a certain degree. To a certain degree, don't bite my head off. But players that have influence, like LeBron, who have friends in different teams and stuff like that. Like, the more numbers, the more influence you have. But I think in NFL, it's a lot harder to make those friendships based on like the contracts and how everything is set up. But the players don't depict anything. That GM is putting that team together, at the end of the day, that team hired that GM. Cardinals had the same GM for like 20 years. They keep that GM there for a reason. That front office is everything. That front office hires that coach. That coach is the influence. That coach is speaking to the press, speaking to the team. There's been some coaches that came back. There's some coaches that came back to the Cowboys, or back, and they were just straight cheeks, bro. We don't talk shit about them.
Yeah, we don't talk about them no more. That's what I'm saying. Like, who went back? We had Parcells.
Yeah.
Parcells went back, right? He was on
They-
Dallas. Everybody looked at Dallas like, oh, yeah, you guys are going to make some moves. No, you didn't. And then we looked at, well, Parcells wasn't that great of a coach there, right? Because he got canned. So it's like, what do you choose when it comes to players and coaches
I
in
mean, I
regards to their
disagree.
credibility?
I disagree on this point. So what I was about to say. So Steve Kerr, would you say who's the coach for Golden State before Steve Kerr? Mark Jackson?
Yeah.
Would you say Mark Jackson made the Golden State Warriors, or you say Steve Kerr?
Mark Jackson.
Well, yeah, I think coaches, it's big. Like, I think coaches are very important, especially like creating the culture and picking the talent. Because Mark Jackson, he's the one who like kind of made the Golden State Warriors to like where they were. And Tony Dungy, when he was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, then he left and what's his name took over. Then they won the Super Bowl like right after that. Then Tony Dungy went to the Colts. I think the coach still has a big influence.
But if Steve Kerr, no, not Steve Kerr. What coach did you just say?
Mark Jackson.
If Mark Jackson comes back, coaches the Celtics this year, and the Celtics are they don't even have a chance at the playoffs. Do we look at Mark Jackson like he was terrible, like a terrible coach since the end of his legacy like that?
Well, this is a good point because you guys both bring up two different segments. So you have Mark Jackson on one hand, we're saying, oh, yeah, he built it, right? And then we have Kerr, who pretty much just took over and they started winning. So are we saying Kerr is this great coach? Probably not, right? But are we saying Mark Jackson's this great coach? Probably not, because he didn't keep the team. So, like your original point, John, it came down to who is in your front office, I would say.
I would give Steve Kerr the respect because not only are you put in front of this chessboard with these chess pieces kind of already in place, you're managing it, man. You're still winning. You're still knocking stuff out.
So, do you give Steve Kerr credit for losing to LeBron James 3-1?
Steve
But he's
Kerr,
supposed to be a great coach. He was there.
when it comes to stuff like that, especially losses like that, the coaches is kind of like they're not looking at the coach. We're looking at Draymond Green losing 3-1 after being ahead 3-1. We're looking at Klay Thompson. We're looking at Steph Curry. We're looking at that. We're not really looking at Steve Kerr.
So when the bad things happen, we're looking at the players. When bad things happen, like, if we need a scapegoat, we're looking at the coach, like, which would be Mark Jackson. But all the wins, the glory, that's all Kerr. Because in a sense, we haven't really talked bad about Kerr, right?
I mean, if Mark Jackson was on that team with Draymond Green, do you think Draymond Green will be pulling all those antics that he was pulling?
No.
Because Mark Jackson would chew him out. Mark Jackson would hold him accountable. So I think if Mark Jackson had that team, that incident with Draymond and LeBron. I don't think that ever happened.
So Mark Jackson is daddy.
I mean, you didn't hear none of Draymond Green stuff going on when he was there until Steve Kerr took over.
I don't think that matters. I don't think it matters, to be honest. I don't think. First of all, Mark Jackson's not scary. That's just his personality, and he was. Then he was coached by Tom Izzo. He I don't know. He was always been like that. He's always been a freaking crazy man.
Tom Izzo always controlled it though. Kind of like that's Tom Izzo's style. That hard nosed dog in the player. I think Mark Jackson. I still think Mark Jackson got screwed over in that.
He did.
But he had a chance though. Did he have a chance or no? Did he have a chance to play with that team? Did he not? He took the team to the playoffs and they lost.
No, he had issues with the front office and he got released.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, this was fun. Man, I think we covered a lot. Any takes, any hot takes, anything you want to leave the viewers with before we head out?
I do. So Dre, you still think New Orleans is gonna be able to beat Baltimore? Was it Baltimore? Or
No,
was
they play Atlanta next week.
Atlanta, at Atlanta. Yep.
Atlanta. You said some
So-
team. It was a team that you.
The Giants are going to get smoked by the Cowboys. I hope you didn't forget. I think that's what you shook upon.
What are we
guy-
on? We're on week 4 right now, right?
Cowboys 14. I mean, no, Giants
Hey.
14. What?
What is it? Week. Trying to think which week. Oh yeah, week 5. Week 5 is going to be the real test. We got the Chiefs Monday night. Week 5 after this week.
Like, and I consider you a friend, Dre. Like, I care about you, man. But like, the Saints can pass. Do you understand that? Like, you guys can do anything this year. Like, you say like things like that with so much like excitement and like so much inspiration and shit. Like, I just want to tell you, like, it's not. I was with you week 2, but after that last week,
Man, Dre can sell salt to a slug. He make everything sound good.
Hey,
it's all
hey,
that.
you gotta be able to put everything together. You know, you gotta bring people to believe, even though some people on this podcast don't want to. But give it time. Give it time. You guys will buy in, and then we'll be talking about this in about 4 more games or so about New Orleans in the playoffs and potentially, going on to bigger and better things. But I don't know why you guys are so concerned about New Orleans when both of you guys only got, what, 1 win? Is it 1?
We played the Lions the week or last week. So that's different. That's very different.
But you guys should have beat the Bills, though, right?
The Bills?
Yeah, Cardinals, they were like, if Kyler were to throw it to his receiver, they would have won. So
you guys get excited about winning against the freaking Cowboys and who'd you play? The Panthers week 1. Like, there's nothing you can tip your hat on. And then you finally hit the brick wall with the Eagles. And now, like, it's like, okay. Like, who said it? Like Mike Tyson said it or whoever said it. Like, you don't know until someone hits you in the mouth. Right when you get hit in the mouth, now you guys are back down to earth. Kamara's not who we thought he was. But we'll see. We'll see this week, dog.
Ooh.
we lost by 3, and our power ranking is still number, I believe, 6. So keep that in mind. Going into next week, let's see what happens.
I'll be
John,
fair.
what's your last hot take?
Wait. I'll be fair. Let me go back to the Saints Falcons. I'm not leaving it. I'll be fair. I think you guys beat the Falcons by 3 points. So the Falcons will cover the spread. The Falcons will cover the spread. I think they're going to give them 7 points, maybe more. Falcons are covering the spread. You heard that. So.
All right, there you have it.
My hot take, I don't really. Oh, my hot take that the Chargers will win. The Chargers will win in LA. It's going to be a heartbreaker. It's going to be everything that we talk about. And in that game, Travis Kelce will have a decent game. So, yeah, the Chargers will win. Chargers will surprise everybody. Probably be the last win the Chargers have, but the Chargers will beat the Chiefs this week.
All right, my hot take. Carolina gets another dub against Cincinnati.
I can see that.
Book it. All right, guys, let's get out of here.
Appreciate it, guys.
Have a
Take
good
care. Have a
evening.
good night.